I'm Emily Jacobson, and this is my qualitative research demonstration project. This study is designed to gain an understanding of the experiences of teachers who have used the one-to-one technology model and their perceptions of how it's affecting high school education. This study is to be completed in hopes to answer the following two research questions. What do teachers notice about students' 21st century skills when students have access to the one-to-one technology? And are students able to be present in class despite the temptations to explore other interests online? A review of literature regarding one-to-one programs is fairly concise, as it has only been an educational model since the early 2000s. Although one-to-one programs are gaining in popularity, they're still a relatively new instructional intervention. The definition of one-to-one technology varies from school to school, but for research purposes, I'll use a basic definition taken from a variety of models. The one-to-one technology model provides electronic devices and internet access to students for use at home and school for everyday academic purposes. There are a variety of topics that the one-to-one technology model covers. First, 21st century skills are essential for preparing students for college and career in our increasingly digital world of technology. On many accounts, teachers indicated that the one-to-one model had changed the way students access information, conduct research, and interact with their peers. If this technology is changing the way students do these things, then we can assume that those 21st century skills of critical thinking, collaboration, creativity, and communication are being worked on every day. In 2000, Saul Rockman of 2003 found that teachers who used laptops in their classroom were more likely to encourage collaborative work and student-led projects. He found that this was not evident in students who did not use the laptops. Technology-centered instruction also shows that the choice to use simulations and other online learning tools has an impact on students' emotional engagement as well as physical engagement. Students are proving to be more interested in learning when they're able to use these tools, as their use of technology outside of the school is ever increasing. Teachers also have a variety of attitudes towards this model. Teachers who believe that students will be responsible and are capable of using technology appropriately are more likely to use the one-to-one model in their classrooms. Those teachers have shown to use their laptops with students more often than the teachers who are skeptical of applications and the technology available. That leads us to training. For teachers to feel confident using the technology and integrating it into their curriculum, training needs to be available as a support. All teachers will have different levels of technology knowledge, and training will help uncover where the real needs are. Many teachers, administration, and parents argue that using laptops distract from students' learning. Students can easily surf the internet, chat with friends, or watch videos when they're supposed to be taking notes or following along with the lecture. For some teachers, the classroom management issue outweighs the benefits of the one-to-one model. This can be a big risk, as students are responsible for caring for a costly device as well. Students are liable for breaking any part of the device and will have to pay for it to get fixed in most schools. This leads to huge student responsibility. For the collection of data, I did 2 teacher interviews. Math and English teachers gave me their opinions on the one-to-one technology model and how they used it in their classroom. Each interview was 30 minutes long, and they were both audio recorded so that it was more of a conversational interview. A few of the interview questions are below, and the questions that I selected to ask the participants was to guide an understanding of the overarching research questions. of what do teachers notice about students' 21st century skills when students have access to one-to-one technology, and are students able to be present in class despite the temptations to explore other interests online? So a few interview questions that I asked was their opinion on implementing the one-to-one technology model in their classroom, and do they use it fully, partially, sporadically? How often do they use it in their classroom? I also asked them if they've experienced an increase in student communication or collaboration after implementing the model. And another one was, is classroom management being affected due to this model? Data analysis. I used interpretive and textual analysis while coding for both research questions for the overall theme. Below you can see a table where I described and interpreted the characteristics of my recorded messages from the interviews. The example that I gave was the first research question: what do teachers notice about students' 21st century skills when students have access to one-to-one technology? The open codes showed collaboration, creativity, and communication as the main codes for that question. The properties included students working together, communicating using different applications, being able to use different resources in class, new things. They had choices. They had access to online classrooms, and so it was easy to communicate with their teacher and other peers, and easy to turn work in on time and not to forget it at home. Some examples of the participants' words were working together, it's easy to use, fun, student voice and choice, communication, connections. There were a few repeated topics in my analysis from both interviews. The repeated topics were 21st century skills, with which both teachers really pointed out a lot of the critical thinking, communication, collaboration pieces. Classroom management was also a topic that was talked about with both teachers. Classroom management was seen to be one where it varies teacher to teacher on if the model is hindering the classroom management or not, depending on how classrooms are set up, if the teacher can see what the students are doing on the computers, if the students have the teacher's respect, etc. The last repeated topic that I saw mostly was the student engagement. And students seem to be very engaged from what both teachers had said, that the students liked using a variety of applications on the laptop and the different programs that they could use better than a traditional classroom setting or the traditional lecture, and this resulted in students becoming more engaged. There were differences and similarities in both, obviously between the two subjects on how the model is used, but the overall similarities were definitely those 21st century skills being used. As a reflection, the review of literature is fairly concise, so it was good to have some different points of view, some new points of view, and to research this topic. Based on the Axel codes and selective code, based on those open codes that I had from the interview questions, really focused on using the one-to-one technology model to enhance learning by making sure students are using those 21st century skills in everything they do with their computer. And if they do this, that will prevent classroom management issues, and it will increase student engagement. Teachers involved in previous studies of this model have stated that it does take time to get accustomed to the one-to-one model, but once it's implemented effectively, it's shown to be a positive model for all students involved. Here are my references from the study that I have done. Thank you.